Hello guys and girls and welcome back. It's your boy Big John, the at's at the bottom of the screen if you'd like to listen to my music. So is all the relevant information I'll be speaking about in this video. And today what I'm going to be doing is showing you how I was able to catch 3,400 pips with gold. That's right, 3,400 pips. Now, there was a lot of people that were having different ideas about what gold could do at the time, and of course it could have done either or, but I was suggesting for good reason why I believe that gold could have sold at the time, and I'm going to go over that in this video, and hopefully it's going to help some traders out. So I hope you're going to like this one, guys and girls. Let's get straight into the video.
Started from the bottom like Drake, got that young moolah but I learned my mistakes. Climbing up the ladder, gotta watch out for the snakes. If you wanna be the boss, then you have to delegate.
Okay, so you can see right now I'm in TradingView. If you would like to get some discount coins towards your TradingView account, then click on the link below in the description and you can get some coins towards your monthly payment. I am looking at gold spot / USD, which is XAU USD, just on TradingView. And what we can see here is I have a nicely drawn out chart with my support and resistance levels. I've also shown people how they can do this as well in a previous video. The video link for that will be in the description below if you would like to figure out how to draw these support and resistance levels. First and foremost, what I need to say is stop trading gold on the smaller time frames. This is for people that are not consistent in the market. What you need to do is go up your time frames. So I do suggest people start trading gold on the daily, weekly and monthly time frame. This makes so much sense because you're able to see chart action better. Just look at what I'm talking about. Now, clearly you can see from the chart, there's so much more clarity, you know, obviously give or take the lines I have on the chart with the support and resistance. There's so much more clarity in the chart and what you're looking for. And you can clearly see when the chart is about to break structure or what it might actually be going towards. Now, a lot of the times I do explain to people, you need to pay attention to wicks. When wicks are left on time frames, you know, higher time frames especially, there's a high probability chance that the market could be heading towards that direction if you see it moving towards that direction. And what we did see here with gold at first, when the first idea of a possible sell coming in was gold was going to be buying possibly from this area here towards this area over here. Now, it wasn't necessarily this wick at first. There was a rejection zone here. As you can see, price had sold down here previously before. And you can clearly see from here that what they did actually do is they faked everybody out. They pushed price all the way up within March at first to go and clear this liquidity here, something I talk about all the time. But when the market did get to this level again, I specifically remember this morning, all I did is do what I always tell people to do. Trade probabilities. It's either going to sell from this level or it's going to continue to buy. So let's go down to my entry time frame. So now we're on the 15-minute time frame and I'm just going to head back over to, you know, what we actually saw when this trade came up. So when we actually saw this trade appearing, this is what happened. We saw price action had gone all the way up to this level, very close to the highest high, but actually rejected before it got there. And, you know, when I came to my charts in the morning when I was about to take my son to school, I realized that the market had started to create a lower high. So we actually marked this up from here here, and just around this point here I could see that the market already started to break down from this possible lower high. So I instantly said to myself, you know what, when it pulled back to this area here, I said let me get myself an entry, and then I put my stop loss above here. Because I already had taken trades going all the way up, I just wanted to make sure that if this one is going to sell, you know, I did take a loss or two as well. I said I don't want to risk too much, so let me put my stop loss above here. It's either going to break this area, continue back up to here, maybe sell again, or of course continue to buy up. And from this area here I was absolutely right. So this is why you see my sell entry was here. And from here what I did is I had a decent amount of leverage and I did manage to take out my first initial trade from around here. I took most of the profits. Then after that I left my trades open with a 0.01. So you might be saying to me, okay, but what was your entry confirmation? Again, I will tell you, it was the fact the market had created a lower high from this higher high. So I said the market could be going into a downtrend, and I'm on my entry time frame, which is my 15-minute time frame. You could have also used a TDI. You can see from the TDI here, we had a shark fin here on the TDI. So you could have entered just after that once you have seen the market is actually creating a downtrend with a lower high formation. So maybe your entry could have been here, and this is pretty much where my entry was. You can see the TDI turn red at 9 o'clock. So I could have entered using a TDI, but I have been using the alert system for more than enough time now, which is Trinity. So at this point around here, this was before I gave it out to the public. Now Trinity gave me an alert at this point. So Trinity is a paid service, and I will go more into that as we get towards the end of this video, but this is what I used here, on top of the fact that you can see the TDI had turned red. So the TDI settings are all standard, just so everybody can understand that. And this is what you can use for entries if you do not have the funds to be able to pay for Trinity right now, which is 20 GBP a month. I understand that. And I do teach people you can use indicators, but everything you pay for or any service that I offer is just for ease of the trader. So I just want to make it easier for traders, hence the whole thing of easy Forex. Now, once we've seen that has actually happened, remember I was in this trade for a swing trade. So I managed to hold my trades. And even everybody that did miss an entry there, I did give out another entry in a separate Zoom call when I told them that the market can head back towards this area here, and then you could see another possible sell. Look, the TDI turned red there, you would have been able to get in. So you might ask me, okay, how did you see the sell appearing on that time frame? So let's go back over to our daily time frame. And then when we go over here, all that I saw is that you can see the market had broke down from this level before, and at this same level here, the same way I teach you to draw these monthly support and resistance levels, there was a daily resistance here, because we can see the market tried to break this level, failed again, and sold down. So this whole area between here and here is a possible pullback sell continuation area. So not only did I give one entry, I gave two perfect entries to this trade. Now I'm going to show you how I gave a third entry to this trade as well. So we can see here at 1901 it does say downtrend. For any of the services that I do offer, I'm not offering services for no reason. I test things before I give them out. Of course, it doesn't guarantee you're going to win every trade, but this is why I gave out this idea that there's a downtrend from this area. So when we do go into Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is a free area in my Discord, I did give out a chart on the 10th of the 3rd, which is March the 10th of 2022, and you can see here on gold it clearly says that there's a strong support here, and anything from here is a downtrend, which is 1901. And now when we go back over to the chart, when the market came back to 1901, you can see it over here, then there was a pullback to this area. This is when we saw a continuation of a sell for the third time. This is how I was able to give out free sells. Now this downtrend from here is actually another alert indication setup that you can get called Morpheus. Now Morpheus is a Telegram alert setup where you'll see a chart like this, and I will post whenever it shows there's a downtrend or an uptrend on any of the pairs that Morpheus actually scans for, and this was one of them, as you clearly saw in March, for a sell trend. Now I'm not going to be a person that's just saying buy this and use this. If you want to figure out how and why price actually did this, let's pay attention to what we see here. So when we pay attention more towards this, let's get rid of this now because we can see that this is a 3,400 trade. Now when the market came to here, we can see this. We can see that there is a whole area between here and here where the market on the daily time frame was consolidating, and then we saw there was a breakout. You can use a 4-hour time frame, you can use a weekly time frame. I just like to pinpoint from my daily time frame because it's a nice high time frame in between, and we can see straight away that there was a breakout from this area right here. So when the breakout came from this consolidation area, some people will call this an order block, some people will call it supply demand, whichever way they want to do. I'm just saying from this area, once you could see that there was a breakout from there, of course it showed us that the market could be going into a deeper down trend, and that's what we saw here. Something very similar to what you can see previously over here. So when the market came up, rejected, you was able to draw a box right here to say, okay, I'm expecting to see if the market breaks out of this area again, or if it rejects off that area. This time we saw a breakout of this area and we saw a continuation. Now for any market area to have some type of, rejection from it, or for you to say it's a level of interest, you want to see the market go to that area a few times or reject off of that area a few times. As you see, it went here once, twice and failed, but the third time it broke. So here we can't see it go to this area 3 times, but we can see it went here, failed, then it broke out of this area. So even if you got in a trade here for continuations of buys, you still technically could have been a little bit profitable. Then it would have failed. So it came back in here, but then you would have moved your box up to this area. And when you moved it up to this area, you go again. And when it broke out this time, you can see there was a continuation over here. Now, with this being said, people have to understand that you're not going to win every trade. Strategy is not your problem. You need to trade probabilities. So you took one loss here, basically, for a trade, and then you would have made another trade here. Even if you put your stop loss each time under that breakout candle, which would have been here or here, you would have took one loss here, but this time you would have won by a lot. This is what happens in Forex. You need to stop thinking every single trade you enter is going to win. Once you start trading probabilities and making sure your risk to reward is good, therefore you would have been profitable. Now, I'm not just going to speak for speaking's sake. What do you mean by risk to reward? Go and get your long and short tool out. So we can see here was the first breakout. So I would have entered here. And then even if my stop loss was one candle, I'd have been looking to make at least a 1 or a 2-to-1 trade, if not more. So we can see this trade failed. So I would have lost this trade. That's fine. But then when we go over to the next breakout over here, and if I entered right over here, now when I'm looking for my 2 trade is right over here. So this would have been a winning trade. So I would have lost this, but won this trade. But now if I've taken off the majority of my partial profits and I'm expecting price to possibly go up to this liquidity area, I would have been able to make my TP all the way towards here. Now, of course, it might not have gone all the way there, which it did, which was fantastic. But of course, I've already taken off any of the money I've lost plus profit when it got to 2, and I was holding this trade to 4 to 5 to 6, whatever it wanted to do. My idea of this trade would have been to come out when it got closer towards this area because it can reject. So you can see there's many areas where it can do this. Again, we saw here consolidation, breakout. This is what can happen in the market. I'm not just trying to sell you services. I want people to understand how you can trade like this as well. And if you do want to figure out how to do this even more, and I can break it down even better for you, then get into my hourly mentorship for gold training. I can teach you how to trade gold. And what I will teach you will help you with scalping as well. Reason being that I expected gold to go all the way down here is because we can see that the level 1680 is where there's another liquidity. But let's go up to our weekly time frame. And then what do we see on our weekly time frame? Look how huge the wick is. So I was telling people that we're expecting gold to go down to this wick. This is why this arrow is here. Everything had been said, and I had told the traders in my Discord and on YouTube all of this information before price action had got there. And now I finally closed out this trade. So you can even see from here when the trade had started, look at the date, and now only today I have closed this trade. And this is the profit from just 0.01s. People need to understand you do not need to trade heavy in order for you to make money. So I could have lost 20 to 30 to 50, even up to 100 GBP trying to catch this trade, taking many different probabilities of this possible sell. But when I was correct, you can clearly see how I was able to make all of that money back. It might have taken a long period of time, but if you're not consistently profitable, you need to slow it down. The market is not there for it to worry about whatever you're going through in life in terms of your finances. It's always going to do what it's going to do regardless. You need to make sure you up your game and your knowledge so you can be in a better position in order for you to get what you need from the market. And that means investing more into your account. So you might be asking what's next for gold. So let's look at this. The idea that gold has gone down to this liquidity and there's a monthly support here. Now we can see from previous price action that price has brought up from here. I'm going to be looking for my first entry here. Now, if that entry fails, then I'm going to be going further down. So I'm going to be going to my monthly time frame, and I can see there's another liquidity wick here, basically. So if it breaks this area, I'm going to be looking for a second buy from here, and then I'm going to use my heaviest leverage for a third buy from this area here, because this is a monthly level where the market had held. This is if we see a continuation of this sell action for gold. First entry here at 1680, second entry at 1573, and third entry at 1450. Let's see what happens. And this, guys and girls, is how I trade gold when I swing trade gold. I keep it very simple. I use my higher time frames, and I'm just patient. So I hope this helps you, guys and girls. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to get into any of my services, head into my Discord, and you can see under here where it says easy Forex information. There's all these areas here. It says crash course. It tells you the prices, signals, copy trading, Morpheus trend alerts, and we've got Neo Telegram alerts, and we also have Trinity. Now, Trinity has several groups. There is a majors group where you only get alerts for the major pairs. There is a indices group where you only get alerts from US 30 and NAS 100 SPX. And there is a gold group there's a scalp group, and there's a swing group. Now, these alerts are going to show you when the market gets breakouts at certain points. So if there's a breakout on a 15-minute time frame in terms of a buy or sell momentum, it will tell you on the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily. This will help you with entries. Like I said, I don't use a TDI that much anymore. I can just use this, and it tells me when I need to look at a possible entry for a pair. So this one is a gold standalone group, and these are all the alerts you can see from when gold this week had been giving us entries into the market. Whether or not all of them are going to win, that is down to your risk to reward, but it is giving you the chance of the probability. So with all that being said, guys and girls, I hope you did like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. It's your boy Big John, and I'm out. Peace.
Started from the bottom like Drake. Got that young moolah, but I learned my mistakes. Climbing up the ladder, gotta watch out for the snakes. If you wanna be the boss, then you have to delegate.